What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Black Stock Geek, and I'm Corey, and we're gonna be going over SNDL, one of the weed stocks. The weed stocks. Okay, so as we can see with SDNL, we're going to go back to January, and we can see that it was slowly consolidating and climbing up, and then we had a massive move, right? Come February is when this stock really started to show that it had some, strength. It had some strength. They wanted to go higher, right? Okay. So what I went ahead and did is some technical analysis on what I expect um, to happen with this stock, given what's right in front of me. What's in front of me is a story, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm not going to put out the crystal ball, but I'm just going to go ahead and tell what's been going on with this. I'm going to say what's been going on with the stock, and then I'm going to get into some detail about what to kind of like look out for on Tuesday, because the market is closed on Monday, as we all know. So we're going to go ahead and get right to it. SNDL. We're going to go ahead and pull up the analysis here. Just give me 1 second. There we go. Okay, so break down what's been happening with SNDL. We actually had this gap to fill in the chart right around this area here. We had a gap to fill right there, and we did it on this day, which was the which day was that? That was actually on the 12th. We filled the gap on the 12th because we left the gap on the 10th. All right. So as you can see, from February 10th, we actually had that increase in price, and as shown on a daily chart, it had a high of $3.96. Um, and then we had that huge sell off down to fill that gap right around $1.77. That day, um, before we filled the gap, we actually put in almost 3 billion shares traded that day, and we clearly see the bears took over that day. We had 2,956,078,900 shares traded that day, and a massive sell-off followed by some indecision. The following day we actually had this day here, we actually had 1,173,373,070 shares traded that day. So, pretty close to it was definitely, over a billion shares traded that day. And it wasn't as bad as the previous day as far as the selling goes. And we actually put in that indecision doji right there. We actually have that right here this day. We just put in some indecision. It wanted to, like, you know consolidate, basically, right? It doesn't know which direction it wants to go. All right. So what I would be looking for with this stock is, I would want to see basically, you know um these areas here hold. Like, I would want to see this area, this $1.77 area hold here, and then, because the stock can possibly continue to head higher. This pullback was pretty it was pretty nasty. It was a pretty nasty pullback, um, especially since it happened on volume. Where I have this arrow here, you can see the increase in volume here. So it definitely happened on volume. So yeah, and then, we had that decrease in volume. So we just want to watch out for what the price and the volume is telling us on the chart. And we're gonna, because we don't predict the markets, we just trade what the markets give us, right, guys? We manage risk, and we make, smart decisions within the markets, to have higher probability of success. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and go right into a lower time frame where we can actually see what happened that day. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go here, And as you can see, we kind of actually put in a W bottom, and we actually caught that increase in volume here. Like as I'm doing my analysis, we had that, that spike on the open there. So, and that's when the indecision, came in. Once we had that selling right down here, and then we had that retest, and then we put in that double top, and now we actually just in this consolidating range as we moved into the post market. So those are some things that I really want to see. Some areas I want to see hold, since it really touched these areas so many times, and we actually had buying and selling in those areas. So that's kind of like what I want to see, because I wouldn't be looking to trade this stock just yet. I would actually want to see a few things happening. Personally, for me, I'm more conservative, and we are technically, the stock still has been climbing, but it's, this cycle could be transitioning into back into a downtrend. We don't know, so we just have to just kind of like watch what's happening. If the stock decided to pull back, then possibly look to be a buyer, maybe around this general area of $1.33. Who knows? It could move higher, it can move lower, but you just want to keep an eye on it, and know your risk tolerance when you're taking these trades. This stock clearly had a lot of volatility in it over the last 3 days. These 3 days and specifically were very volatile days. We were up, big time, down. So you just want to make sure you're in a position where you can stay focused and you won't get emotional when you're making these trades. So okay guys, that's my analysis on SNDL, Sundial Growers, and thank you for stopping by the channel. If you like the analysis, hit the like button, leave us hit the subscribe button, and once again, thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.